Hello, how are you? I am back again, and today I thought I'd do a quick review and a show off of a Canada Goose gilet. And I bet you weren't expecting that from me, but here I am. I just thought it might be helpful content for someone. So this gilet is actually my husband's. He bought it probably about 7 years ago now. And yeah, I thought it was time to do a little bit of a review of it because it is something that comes out of his wardrobe literally every year. And I thought I'd show you how it looks after 7 years. And yeah, just kind of talk you through how to authenticate one, like what markings to look for, and just kind of like give you a chat about like, is it worth it? Would you buy one? Would I recommend it? And all that kind of good stuff. And also I'm gonna like show you the sizing of this one on me. So anyway, let's get into it. So there is a men's and women's version of this gilet, and I am obviously wearing the men's version because this is not mine, this is my husband's. But yeah, he got his about 7 years ago. And I think back then it was still a lot of money, but I had a friend who worked in the industry, so I got a discount, and also it was just cheaper back then. And also I must say it was pre-controversy, which I'm sure you know about, but basically Canada Goose have come under a lot of fire for using fur, like real fur, which this does not have any real fur on it, and also for using real feathers within their garments. Now, one thing I will say about the real feathers is if you're gonna get cross about that, I totally understand if you're vegan, if you've got issues with that, etc., but do look at what is in your pillows and what is in your bedding, because a lot of bedding uses real feathers. So if you're going to be cross about this jacket, like I understand, I totally do, but do check your bedding, because if you're cross about this jacket, you need to also be cross about your bedding and maybe make some changes. Anyway, I'm not here to get political. So let's talk about the jacket. Let's talk about fashion. Anyway, so this is the men's jacket. There is obviously a woman's version, and there is multiple different colours to get it in. He has the XL, and I would say it's a good fit on me. Would I like more boob space? Yes, I would. But if I'd wanted this gilet, I should have bought it. These currently retail for £575, which is a lot of money. However, I would almost recommend a gilet over a coat. So I do think that when he bought it, he spent maybe, I can't remember, I'm just saying numbers, but I feel like he spent £300 to £400 on it. I might be wrong, I can't remember, it was a really long time ago. And he does also have a Canada Goose coat. I would say if you're going to buy a Canada Goose coat, do be very careful which one you buy, because the Arctic parkas are so hot that they actually don't recommend them. Sorry, I got a delivery, but I'm back in the room now. Anyway, they don't actually recommend people buy the Arctic parkas here in the UK because they're actually too warm for our climate. So do be careful of which one you buy, because especially if you live in London, you're going to be on and off the tubes a lot, and it's going to be like hot and cold and hot and cold. And a lot of people find the Arctic parkas actually too hot. Like they are literally meant for like deepest, darkest, like snow-filled Canada. So if you are buying a coat, make sure you buy a lighter weight one, because he has a lighter weight coat and he finds it really good. But if he'd bought the Arctic parka, it just would have been too hot. As for the gilet, I think it's really good because it's great for layering. Like it definitely keeps him warm, keeps his core very warm. He can layer it up with a jacket, he can wear it just with a shirt or a jumper and have a bit of warmth, but not too much warmth. He can also wear it open or closed, so he has a bit more control over how warm it is. And I feel like he's worn his gilet more than he has worn his coat. So while £575 is an astronomical amount of money to spend on a gilet, I would actually consider it as an option. Don't dismiss it just because you're like, no. For a bit more money, I could get a coat. That is true, but he does love the gilet and he does actually wear it more than he wears his coat. So anyway, let me take this bad boy off and show you some of the markings. But yeah, the gilet he loves, he's worn it a lot. And yeah, he finds it really practical and handy, and he wears it kind of like from autumn all the way through till spring. So in autumn and spring, he kind of wears it with like a jumper underneath, maybe like a scarf or something, but like he could wear it up for layering. But then when it gets to really cold winter, he might wear it underneath another coat. And yeah, he just finds it really useful, and he really likes a gilet. He likes to have a warm core and free arms. So if that sounds like you, this could be an option. So now let me show you the inside of the jacket and show you some of the markings. This is what the label looks like. We do need to probably stitch that back on, but again, this is like 7 years old. He has it in the XL. This is what the label looks like, and I think it was bought, I want to say it was bought from Harvey Nichols in London. And then also on the inside of the coat, we have 3 labels. We've got this big label, which just kind of like has a lot of kind of information about what it's made from, etc, etc. This is what it looks like on the reverse. It's got Canada Goose kind of stamped in there. It's got all the information about it. Then we've got this one here. Again, these might have changed slightly because it is such an old gilet, but it's got like this kind of hologrammy thing here. It's got this here, blah, blah, blah. And then on the backs of all the studs, this is what that looks like. And then this is what the patch looks like. Hopefully you can see. And then on each one of the poppers, it says Canada Goose. And interestingly enough, some of them are upside down, some of them are the right way round. They aren't kind of like, I don't know, uniform. Like they don't all say Canada at the top, Goose at the bottom. Oh look, ours needs to dry clean. Anyway, that's what the poppers look like. And then on the pocket, we've got the label. A little bit of stitching has come frayed, but you can see it's reinforced in all the corners. The stitching is really nice. And then what other markings have we got? Oh, let's go to the zip. So the zip is a YKK, as it should be, and then the zip pull has Canada Goose on it on both sides. The back is pretty much free from any markings. Just to show you the pockets quickly, you can put your hand in here. There's a miniature pocket here, and there's also a side pocket here which is fleece lined. That's really nice actually. So yeah, you basically got 3 pockets in one, and that is the same for the other side. The left hand side doesn't have any branding on, but the right side does. The right side as you're looking at it, by the way. So fleece on the inside, tiny little pocket here, and then pocket here, which is again not fleece lined. And then once in a blue moon, you will, like with your pillows, you will get the odd feather poking out. Just pull that out, it's no biggie. So his general size across all the brands that he wears, like Barber, Showful, that kind of thing, Hackett, he nearly always wears an XL. This is an XL and feels very kind of like perfectly fitting. I'm a size 18 lady, and while I don't have the boob space in this jacket, it does fit me and I'd be happy to wear it. Of course, if your heart is set on getting a Canada Goose coat, then get the coat. But if you are kind of a little bit torn between a gilet and a coat, I do recommend the gilet. He has worn it a lot and he's worn it for years and he loves it. And he just finds it really versatile, and yeah, he can wear it the middle of winter with something else over the top, and he can wear it in spring and autumn as kind of like, you know, a little bit of like warmth. Like, you know, if you're in London, end of the day it's quite warm, but at night and in the morning it's quite cold and you're getting on and off the tube, this is actually better for that. But yeah, I would recommend the gilet. I would at least recommend considering the gilet. But yeah, if you're going to buy a coat, I would say be very, very, very careful of the very high tog ones, because they can be a lot, unless you have a job where you're like selling Christmas trees and you're outside all day. But you know, if you're just kind of like using it for kind of, you know, going shopping, going for dog walks, going to the pub, that kind of thing, it might be too much. In which case a lighter weight coat is great, and also the gilet is pretty amazing too. Anyway, that's my video that you did not ask for. I hope it's of help. If you are offended by Canada Goose, I'm really sorry. But yeah, he kind of bought it before he even knew that they used any kind of real fur. And of course we do have feather and down bedding, so that wasn't really an issue for him at the time. But yeah, this is what the gilet looks on me. Obviously he is a man, and yeah, it is a really good option. It's an expensive option, but he has been wearing this one for literally 7 years. He will be wearing it again this winter. He's probably had it dry cleaned once or twice. I think he'll get it dry cleaned again this winter because it is looking a bit mucky. And I think that kind of is everything I wanted to say about it. If you want any closer up pictures of anything, please let me know. He really loves the gilet. He has had it for such a long time. It is due a dry clean, but I think price per wear over all these 7 years, it has been worth it. But yeah, it's a great little gilet. So yeah, I thought I'd talk about it. Hope I haven't offended anybody, and I will see you again soon. Goodbye.